guys, No Drama Makeup Mama here. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. Today we're going to be playing with Wet n Wild's Pac-Man collection. I have the eyeshadow, the blush, I have all four, but I think I'm probably going to use this one of the lipstick. Also have these brushes, look at that. Ah! So cute. And I'm gonna try to use as much Wet n Wild makeup as makeup. I'm from Norway. I'm gonna try to use as much Wet n Wild makeup as I can as well, just to kind of be cohesive. So I'm gonna start not with Wet n Wild, but with MAC. I'm gonna go my watermelon spray. Ugh. I wish this had come in a big size because I totally would have bought a big size of it, but it didn't. It came in the little ones. I might have to get another one before they go away. And now I'm going to go in with the Farsali Liquid Glass as my primer. Ooh. Oh, I just dropped like a huge glob of it. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of rub that in my skin. This is a Radiance primer. It smells like oranges. It's amazing if you don't mix it with other things. So that is all set. And I like that, like I said, I like that it leaves your skin tacky so that you know it's gonna hold your foundation really well. So I've got that, and then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of No Problem, just where I need it, which is right here, just around my nose area and on my chin, where I get those problems. Someday they're gonna invent something that keeps you, like, I get blackheads on my nose really bad, and I don't, like, I clean my face a lot and I take care of my skin, but for some reason, it doesn't matter how often I do that, I get blackheads on my nose. So, who knows? Who knows, guys? If you guys have an answer for that, something new and creative, I will try. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a color corrector. Normally I'd use my Jeffree Star, but since I am doing Wet n Wild, so I'm gonna try to stick to mostly drugstore. I mean, I know that the Farsali was not drugstore, but it's my new primer and I'm using it. So I'm gonna use the LA Girl Pro Prep HD Color Correcting Face Primer. This is like $1. It works pretty well. It's not as good, obviously, as the Jeffree Star or the Dior, but it does an okay job. Just okay. It's not fantastic, it's just okay. All right, so I'm gonna rub this in. Okay, so for $1, not too bad. All right, so I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in Nude Ivory. Normally I use Shell Ivory, but I had to go up a color. So I'm just gonna put this on my head. All right, sticking with the theme, I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and this is in Fair Neutral. I really enjoy, I will say, for Wet n Wild is a great brand. To be drugstore, they've stayed in that price range that you want drugstore to stay in. They're not doing the thing that, you know, a lot of the drugstore brands are, that they're almost as expensive as Prestige now. But they're good. They're good products. They're great price points. The foundation's $5.99. I think this is like $4.99. And to be honest, they have a ton of color range to be a drugstore foundation. So props to Wet n Wild for really like staying good to their customers and giving them what they need. So this is, I don't use this a whole lot. It's a little drier than what I like, a little matter, I guess. If you have problems with dryness or with fine lines and wrinkles, you don't really want a mattifying concealer as much under your eyes, just because that kind of defeats the whole purpose. But we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. It does cover like a dream, so there's that. All right, so I don't have any Wet n Wild powder. It happens. So I'm just gonna use my Jeffree Star. I'm gonna use my translucent. Since this, like I said, that this this concealer is a little bit more matte than I usually am used to, I am gonna use my wet beauty blender to set my eyes instead of a brush, just because it kind of helps blend it in a little bit better and keep it from caking. So I'm just gonna kind of press the powder into my eye area, just like that. And I have a little bit of lines, but I mean, there's lines there, so it is what it is. Pressing that in. I'm not using as much as I normally would. And then I'll take my powder brush and finish off my face. All right, so this, excuse me, this limited edition set from Wet n Wild did come with bronzing pellets, but I didn't get those. So I'm going to use my Essence. That's probably the closest thing I have to brand type as Wet n Wild. So I'm gonna use my Essence just to bronze my face up a little. And I do have the blush palette, so once I finish with this, we'll be good to go in the Waka Waka Wet n Wild. All right, so I'm bronzed. I'm not gonna contour. Okay, so the PAC-MAN blush palette is called High Score, and these things are really hard to get into. Okay, so it has a kind of shimmery light pink, a very shimmery, which I would think would be a highlighter, kind of more of a nude peachy color, and then a super shimmery peachy color. Because my complexion, I'm gonna use the light pink and hope it's not too shiny. You know, the thing is, I think when you do a blush or bronzer palette, like, I don't mind there being a little bit of shiny stuff in there, but like, I think if you're gonna have 4, you should have 2 that are and 2 that aren't. Like, that's my first complaint about this, is that, you know, not everybody wants your face to be shiny, and then that other color is more of almost a bronze than a blush. I mean, this is pretty. It's very pretty. It's got a little bit of a gold sheen to it, but, you know, not everybody wants shiny on their cheeks, because it does make large pores look larger. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Put a little on my nose, make me look fresh-faced and cherubic. Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of that shine. I don't have Wet n Wild, but I do have an e.l.f. version of the Guerlain Meteorites. So this is the Guerlain Meteorites. This is the e.l.f. version. So I'm gonna use them because it's kind of like the PAC-MAN, because the PAC-MAN had little pellets. So I'm gonna go in with my kabuki brush and just do a little veiling with this finishing powder to make sure that everything looks blended and pretty. This is a great step that I think a lot of people forget. Veiling can just make everything come together. You know, if you're having a problem where you feel like you put too much of something on, or you think there's too much separation, veiling is a great way. Just using a finishing powder, especially one that's kind of glowy or radiant, is a great way just to give you a finished look. I mean, that's why finishing powder exists. So that is with, and if you don't want to use a finishing powder, like if you're like, Jessica, I don't want to use another powder, I don't want to be dry, you can go with a brush that doesn't have anything on it and just veil too. You don't have to use a powder to do it. You're just kind of blending. It's blending your face. All right. I don't think I have a Wet n Wild. I'm pretty sure I don't have a Wet n Wild brow. So I'm gonna do my brows and be right back. All right, so my eyebrows are halfway decent. They're not all the way decent, but okay. I need to put some primer on and some powder to just kind of set it. And then we're gonna pop into this palette. Now this palette is very colorful. So I'm not sure exactly what look I'm gonna be creating. We're gonna just kind of Jesus take the wheel it and see what happens. I am gonna use a little of the L'Oreal Magic Decreased. I'm a huge fan of this stuff. I mean, I love MAC Painterly Pot, do not get me wrong. That's like my true love. But for drugstore, I really like that this doesn't crease. Like, it helps with crepiness. If you have any kind of crepiness on your eyelids, it really does help with that. It's cheaper than the Painterly Pot, so there's that. But it's in a tube, and some people don't like the tube. I don't mind the tube. It's just all personal preference. I'm just gonna use this brush and kind of brush it out. Make sure I get it all nice and covered. And now I'm gonna take a little bit of my Jeffree Star translucent powder and set my eyes because there is not a good base color in here. I'm just gonna use a little powder. That's a trick. If you don't have a palette that's got a good like base tone to set your primer with, you can always just go back with a little powder and set it that way. You just want it to not be tacky or, you know, grabby when you put the color down, especially when I'm working with these colors. So, yeah. All right, so I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I think I'm gonna start with this little orange guy right here. We're gonna start with him in my transition. Guys, I got the brushes too. Look at this. It's so cute. The yellow is the PAC-MAN, and then it's got like the red, blue, and orange and stuff confetti. How fun is that? It's super fun. That's to answer your question. It's super fun. But right now I'm gonna go in with, what am I going in with? I'm gonna go in with the BH Cosmetics. It's the rose gold. It's a really fluffy, tapered shadow brush. And I'm gonna pick up a little bit. I don't know how this is gonna work. I have used a lot of Wet n Wild products, but I don't use a lot of their eyeshadows. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't really get a lot of their eyeshadows, and this is pigmented. It's a little patchy, but I mean, not bad. So I'm just gonna blend, blend. Set that, I mean, that was relatively painless. Okay. Actually gonna take a little more and take it a little higher up. Since there are so many colors in this palette, I just wanna make sure I get a good enough representation of enough of them. So I'm gonna quickly do this on my other eye. Okay, Wet n Wild, I see you. I see you. Being all bougie. All right, and I'm gonna take a Sigma Buff and Blend, which is the E39 brush. It's kind of more of a blunt blending brush, and I'm going to buff in this pink color right there. So that's gonna be the next color in my crease, and just a little bit above. Yeah, those colors look really nice together. Ooh. This, guys, if you were hoping for a natural look, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. I love this brush, by the way. Sigma has great brushes. They are a little bit more on the spendy end. Morphe also, or not Morphe, well, yeah, they too, but Moda has great brushes, and I have an affiliate code for them, so feel free to use that. But Sigma makes very good brushes, and they have lifetime warranties, which is nice. So you know it's a brush that's gonna last you a really long time. My husband's gonna come home and be like, your eye looks like a sunset. I know he's going to, because it does. All right, so and that was so quick. That's why I like this buffing brush, because it does give you just like a really quick color. I'm gonna go back with the original brush that I used, and am I? Yes, I am. And go back in with the orange just to kind of re-emphasize and blend that in a little bit better. I'm not looking to try to make, I want a blended lip today. Sometimes when you do lots of colors, you do want it to stand out, but I kind of want to, I'm almost challenging myself to do it not as crazy as it could be, just because crazy is like, when you see this, your first thought is, okay, I need to go crazy. All right, so we have pink and orange down. I don't know, guys. This is like, there's just a lot of bright. There's a lot of bright. All right, I'm deciding whether I want to go full on crazy or if I just want to go regular. I'm going to use the big yellow Pac-Man in the middle because it's the biggest shadow. And let's see how their matte yellow looks. Let's just see. All right, Wet n Wild. I'm like super impressed with the pigmentation on this eyeshadow palette. I mean, it's not like the best ever, but for the price, oh my gosh, like, you can't really get much better for the price. I'm telling you, I love Wet n Wild. Love Wet n Wild. Okay, so I'm just kind of placing some of that bright yellow on the outer, or the, excuse me, the inner part of my eye. Ooh. And now I'm gonna go with the purple. I'm just gonna use the same brush. I'm going in with that purple color. I'm gonna go from the outside corner in and kind of blend up into my crease. All right. I am not mad at this palette at all. Like, I was not expecting great things, to be honest. Just because, like, I like Wet n Wild's foundation and everything, but I have not had a lot of luck with their color. And this is working. Take a little of that purple under my eye. I mean, guys, this is really working. Go Wet n Wild. I might have to see what else they've got. I know they don't have any more Pac-Man stuff, but see if their other eyeshadows work as well as this palette does. Especially for brights, like, I am super, super impressed. Okay, because I can't leave well enough alone, and we're trying this out, so when you try things out, you want to do a bunch of stuff. I'm going to take the Morphe R42 brush, which is like just a regular old, it's kind of a thick domed eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of this bright blue, maybe. Take a little bit of that and just kind of put it right in the middle my eye to kind of transition that rainbow. This is a crazy, crazy color look, guys. Maybe I shouldn't have put the blue on. Oh well, it's too late now. All right, so we got the blue, and now I want to lay down a little of this orange sparkle color because I haven't used any of the shimmer colors. I'm gonna try to find my MAC brush because my MAC, whenever I'm using new shadows and I want to make sure that they work well, I always try to use the MAC brush because I know that it lays down the best. But I can't find it, so I'm gonna use my Sonia G brush. I'm gonna go into this orange sparkly color. Might end up having to use my finger. Okay, yeah, that doesn't show up at all. Let's try my finger. Okay, a little bit. So I'm just kind of putting that, dabbing that right in the middle of my eye just to give it a little bit of a stand out. It's not bad. Definitely a finger color, not a brush color. And it's not a great finger color. So the mattes are really good in this palette, but the shimmers are not so much. Not so much, guys. Not so much. Like, I'm really having to dig. I probably could have used a wet brush, but I didn't want to mess up what I had going on. I'm actually gonna see if maybe, I'm gonna give it another chance. I'm gonna give you another chance, Wet n Wild. I'm gonna take this orange shimmer and put just a little bit of it in my crease. No, it doesn't show up. Okay, now you know. Knowledge is power. And then I'm gonna take the white shimmer. I just knocked off, and then put some, ooh, okay, well that shows up. Holy crap, okay, well, now I have a shiny diamond look. All right. This is very sparkly. Woo! Why couldn't the orange be like that? Good grief. So I was just trying to put a little in my brow, but now we got like Twinkle Town going on. Oh my goodness, okay. Well, dang, that just made it all bajow, didn't it? All right, so, wow. Okay, super impressed with this. Super, super impressed with this. I'm gonna take a bit of the ColourPop in the color Piggy Bank, which is a purple. I'm gonna put it on the top of my eye, just in my V. In the bottom, I'm gonna go right here with the purple. And then I'm gonna take, what are you gonna take, Jessica? I'm gonna take Units, which is the bright orange, and go the rest of the way over. And I'm gonna put some mascara on and I'll be right back. All right, so I put a little mascara on. I don't have a highlighter from that collection, but I do have a Wet n Wild highlighter. I have Blossom Glow, and I have Precious Petals. Precious Petals is a little bit darker. I think I'm gonna go with the Blossom Glow today, and I'll use my Wet n Wild highlighting brush. And you can see that I have used these. These are really good highlighters. I'm just gonna go a little bit right there. And above my brow bone. There. And all of this is basically just framing my eye. And I like the highlighter from Wet n Wild because it's shiny. It gives you a subtle look, but it's not like too much. It's definitely buildable though. You could definitely put more on. But yeah, all right, so now, I don't even know if this is gonna match my look. It doesn't really, does it? I think I'm just not gonna do a lipstick like that. I'm just gonna put on one of mine, but I will say, okay, so closing thoughts. I'm gonna use this berry and juice. Man, I love this stuff. Seraphine Botanicals Berry and Juice in the color Rose Current. If you guys haven't tried it, try it. It's amazing. It's like, I don't like lip gloss, and this is like become a ride or die kind of thing for me. I don't know why. It's just, it's the same color as my lips, and it just gives me a, one, it smells delicious, and two, it gives me just enough moisture and like color that it looks like I have something on without being heavy. It's so nice. Ugh. Love it. And that's all the color I want on my lips because my eyes are bright. So the blush palette, it did a good job. It's fine. I don't, like I said, I don't really like blush palettes where it's a lot of shimmer, and there is a lot of shimmer in this, but the pink looks very pretty. I could probably try this one as a bronzer. And the eyeshadow palette was surprising. The only color that was disappointing was the orange sparkly color, because the white color definitely showed up, and then all the mattes were beautiful. So I think this is relatively successful. Got a little Pac-Man going on. But yeah, so yeah, I'm a fan. So let me just put my hair looking like something that's not crazy so that you can get the full effect. Woo. My hair is, guys, my hair is out of control. All right. Yay. All right, so hopefully you liked this. Let me know down below what you think. I'm super impressed with Wet n Wild. But Wet n Wild doesn't often disappoint, so I'm a Wet n Wild fan, and I'm continuing to be a fan. 2 thumbs up. So yeah, everybody take a deep breath, breathe it out, and be still.